Yo, this is day 7 of ship season, and day 7 means we're 1 week into the challenge of building 30 apps in 30 days. Yesterday, Gonzalo left me a comment, and he was totally right. The tools I've been building have been fun and have been vibes, but they don't really focus on MRR. And that's actually what we're doing it for, right? We are building apps so we can earn some money. So today, we're building an app that actually has potential to make us some money. We're focusing on an app that we can actually get to the market, that's actually interesting for business owners, and that's actually useful in the world. It's not just online, it's also in the real world. So the app I've built today is called Noyal, and Noyal is a loyalty app for the places worth going back to. I built a loyalty app for basically business owners in the places that I like to go. But usually they don't really have like a loyalty layer or a way to connect with their customers. I've spent a lot of time in Koh Phangan, the island in Thailand, paradise in my opinion, and I have some friends there having their business, and one of them is actually starting her own matcha shop and bakery. She said that she was thinking about Vibecoding an app, but she's not a vibe coder. She's not a coder at all, so that would just waste time. And for building an app that has some very easy functionalities. I still remember when I built my first app, Vibecode.fun. The first time I built it, it took me about a month, and after a month of vibe coding, everything started breaking. When I rebuilt it, it only took me 48 hours to build a better app. And I don't want that to happen to someone starting their own business, because they have to focus on building their business, not vibe coding an app. So I came up with Noyal. Noyal is basically for small businesses that have no loyalty layer yet. So for shops, there's currently not really a way to know who are their regulars and keep track of who drinks how much, etc., etc. And for the customer, currently, they either have a wallet full of paper cards or they just don't track loyalty. But that also means that they don't really get benefits even though they go drink 10 coffees at the same place, right? So I'm going with the example of Koh Phangan, the island in Thailand, but this can be expanded. Koh Phangan will be the test place, let's say. So what if your stamps were networked across an entire island? Not one shop punch card, but a loyalty layer for the whole scene. So a bunch of different businesses. So the user can go to the app and see different cards of different businesses he can visit and start collecting stamps. Example, going to the gym, going to do some Muay Thai, going to a restaurant, going to a kitesurf school, going to a matcha shop. You get what I mean. App is very simple, super easy, super lightweight. The user arrives, scans the QR code gets verified by the owner, and boom, stamp is verified, and if you collect enough stamps, you get a free reward, which the owner can choose within the app. From the owner's side, it's also super easy. They open their dashboard, they see a pending check-in, so someone who just arrived, scanned it, they see it shows up in their dashboard. They can then tag what this person bought. Let's say, for example, this person bought a matcha, tag it with matcha, and then this person, after 6 matchas, gets a free matcha. 6, 8, whatever the owner chooses, the number will be. That's how you can collect and see who spends how much value. If we're talking about a kite school, for example, it could be a 50 euro kite lesson. And if you do 8 50 euro kite lessons, you get one for free, right? So the owner has an idea who spends what value. And this also makes sure that someone who doesn't spend a lot of value doesn't pick the highest reward, right? That the rewards are in terms with what's been spent. Noyal does 3 things that other apps don't do. Basically, owner verified stamps. So the owner actually verifies how much has been spent. A multi-shop wallet. So let's say we're talking about Koh Phangan, an island. There is different businesses that can register on one app, one island, and it basically becomes your island passport. So as a visitor, I can now download the app and I can see which different places can I go to that I can actually collect loyalty stamps. If I will be on the island for a month, then I much rather go to 5 places where I can collect loyalty stamps and get, after 6 visits, a free benefit. And as a last, the owner doesn't really have to verify directly on the spot when the consumer buys it. It could also be done afterwards. I've been ideating this for the past few days, but I built this within a day. It's deployed and it's live. I'll quickly run you through the app. So this is how it currently looks. Focused on Koh Phangan specifically. This could be any place. This could be Bansko. This could be Valencia. This could be Cape Town. This could be Roatan. This could be any place on earth. If we find someone representing to onboard businesses, this can be the passport. Currently, we have Noni, Matcha, and more on there. So as a user, I'll get on the app. This is the PWA. I click on it, and then I see here my stamp card. I can go check in at the counter and scan the QR code. Now, I'm not logged in here, so as a user, you first have to log in, leave your details, and then you can check in by scanning a QR code. As easy as that. Basically here, you can also click on the button here, and then you can scan QR code, and you can pick the different shops that are signed up on Get Noyal. As a business owner, you are the shop owner. Let's log into the shop owner. You can then see how many stamps you have given, how many pending check-ins you have, and you can also show the counter QR code that other people or visitors can scan. Very easy to use. Now, as a business owner, I can also set up the different rewards. So for if Noni Matcha has iced matcha and cheesecake, then you can, for example, have 2 tiers, right? Someone who's coming to drink matcha, someone who's coming to eat cheesecake. Then you can have 2 types of stamps, and a business owner can choose as many of the tiers that they want. That's basically a very quick demo of the app. You can track the activity, and then on the wallet, you can see what are the different businesses that you are collecting loyalty stamps for, and what do you want to collect more, right? That's basically it. Easy as that. So yeah, that's Noyal. Get Noyal. So now it's time to test. Again, like always, we're trying to keep it light, and we're using the easiest stack possible. Next.js, Supabase, and Cloudflare. The app is a PWA, which means a progressive web app. A progressive web app basically is not a real app on your iPhone, but it's a web page that you could add to the homepage. As a user, you could visit the website, and then you could add the website to your homepage, so it looks like an app, it feels like an app, but it's not a real app. There's 2 URLs. We have getnoyal.com, which is the landing page. I'll show you in a second. And then we have app.getnoyal.com, which is the full progressive web app like I just explained. This is the V0. So the V0 means we're going to test this out. The first business is going to start using this. Then by word of mouth or friend network, we can expand. And I'm thinking about expanding this probably on the island first and maybe in Bansko, because I have some friends and I know some businesses here too. And then later onwards, I'm thinking that we can expand this into location networks. So basically, then it could become bansko.getnoyal.com. And then different Bansko businesses can sign up to become part of the Bansko Noyal app. And therefore, someone visiting Bansko can just download the app or get on the app, see what businesses they can get loyalty points, and be guided where they should go within a place or within a location. Maybe Gonzalo, who gave the comment, is watching here, and he is based in Roatan, so he could start roatan.getnoyal.com and onboard the Roatan businesses. Another example. For pricing, to get to this MRR, to answer Gonzalo's question, I'll put it on 30 euros per month per shop. That's €1 per day. Super cheap. That's like a quarter of the price of one matcha. It's a subscription, no transaction cut. Every shop pays the same rate. There's no Stripe, there's no fees. And yeah, to answer the MRR question, if 3 shops sign up, that's 90 euros MRR, which would mean 1,000 euros ARR. There's no fixed timeline. Currently, we're rolling out the testing phase. We're starting with the matcha shop of my friend, Noni Matcha and more. And then if that works and if the app works, we're fine-tuning it a bit. Then we can roll it out to her friends on Koh Phangan. And if that works, we can pick different locations, like, for example, Bansko, and like, for example, Roatan or anywhere else, until this becomes a multi-city network. And basically a network effect for nomads, right? So nomads know where they can go when they go to one of those nomad hubs. One more thing to add here, and I'll just go to the landings page real quick, because if you go to getnoyal.com, you see the landings page. Basically, the idea is that you can start your own location hub. Imagine the Bansko passport. Imagine the Roatan passport. Imagine the Cape Town passport. Now, we're actually building it. So it's one code base for every city's small business, the loyalty layer for places that don't really have a loyalty layer yet. Starting in Koh Phangan, we're rolling it out there, then word of mouth, testing, fine-tuning the app before we expand. So this was day 7 of ship season, day 7 of the 30. I'm very excited about this one because here I actually see real world potential and I'm actually providing value to people that need it. And therefore, I hope this is the first one that actually brings in MRR. So I hope you join the Noyal network as well and you start onboarding businesses in your town. Let's get this done. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.